Hello, welcome to Wild About Nature, and this is another habitats episode. A gentleman in the Netherlands has asked me to make him a habitat, and it's a difficult one because it being the Netherlands, I've got to ship it there, and these being log habitats, they are very heavy, so I've had to be a bit imaginative with how I do it. So he wants two habitats. What I'm going to do is make two out of one. And I've got this log here, and the other end's down there. It was a heavy little log, again recycled from somebody who chopped it down. And I've chopped about 15 inches off, and I'm going to chop that in half, and that will be the two habitats, and they will be joined together with hinges and then a roof to be attached when it arrives. It all sounds a bit weird, I know, but hopefully if what is in my mind comes out at the end, I think he'll be happy with it. I like the idea, and once it's drilled I'm going to put as many holes in it as I can, and that will keep the weight down, believe it or not, because the amount of sawdust you get out of these is something else. That green bag there was half full from the last big one I did. It's amazing, especially those big drills, the 10mm ones. They can really empty the wood, so it will be lighter, that's the plan. Probably somewhere between 5 and 10 kilos, hopefully. So what I'm going to do now is, unfortunately I took this up the road to get it cut with a bandsaw, because I've cut it by hand off at each end, cleaned up the end, then chopped it off the big log. But now I want it in half along its length, and this wood is notoriously hard for cutting down with the grain. You just get bunged up all the time. But the place I was going to take it to and pay them to do it is closed today, so they're supposed to close at 12 and they've closed at 11:30. How dare they? So anyway, long and short of it is I've got to do it by hand, so wish me luck. Okay, so that was fun. I'm about just over 3 hours in now, because after I cut it, you can see there, just put a line at each end, drew a line down the side on both sides, and then aimed for that, and it was pretty good. I went straight between the line, and then once I've done that, I've sanded them down so they look lovely and smooth with a coarse grit sandpaper and then a fine sandpaper, ready for drilling. And then obviously, as you've seen before in my videos, they'll be drilled and then sanded again. But before I do that, for this one in particular, because it's not very fat, the habitat, very deep, I don't want it to crack as quick as normal. So what I've done with these, I'm going to plop them in a bath of half PVA and water again, just get them in there. If I've done it the right width, I think I have. There we go. So just put them in there and let them soak for a few hours in the sun. So I'm doing this with, as is normal with my videos, one hand on a huge iPad and the other trying to do the work. So there you go. So they're in there now. I'll let them soak up most of that and then dry in the sun, and then we'll start drilling. You know, it's amazing how much sawdust comes out of a couple of 100 holes. There's a lot of weight to this, which is what I was talking about earlier. Now, once they're all drilled, you can see where I'm going to put the names in the middle there. I'm going to do that with a wood burnishing kit, but I'll show you that a bit later. So once they're all drilled like that, you will get this furring up. Now, I didn't use a pillar drill, which is this old fella here, because he's finally given up the ghost and absolutely will not start. So they were unfortunately done by hand, but it does mean that you've got a little bit more cleaning up to do. So you can see how it comes up. If I just put this on a second, I use the corner of the sander. If I just do a little area here, you'll see what they look like. There's that down. So give that a quick blow. You can see that the holes do come up nice. I'll obviously do it more than that, but once you do the whole thing, this is about halfway done. The holes do come up really nice, and then you can turn it over and give it a bang at each end with the hammer, quite a few, until all the holes are completely empty, because the bees will not go in there if there's a lot of stuff. They will clean it out to a degree, but if it's compacted in there, the sawdust, it's going to be really difficult for them to use. So okay, so I'll sand these two down, and then when I've got the burnishing kit out and I've done the names, or doing the names, I'll catch up with you again. One thing I forgot to say, obviously this is a half a log, so the closer you get to the edge, the shallower the holes need to be. With a pillar drill you can set the height, which is perfect, but as I was doing it by hand, I went through twice and had to repair the hole, so that is one of the things to be aware of. So with the burnishing, you see I've got an American wood burnisher here and an adapter, a step down transformer here. So now it's all sanded off, I'm just going to do a bit of work, and you can see how the letters are formed. So screw this. See, I've already done the M. You just take it ever so slow and work your way slowly around, not holding the burnishing kit too close for too long, because otherwise the burn does spread, and you just want to create a nice deep furrow, if you like, full of burnt material, and then afterwards what I'll do is I'll seal it with the glue so that it stays visible for a lot longer. It will fade over time, but hopefully it will last a lot longer. So you can see there it looks kind of nice and dark and neat, and finishes it off really nicely. So I'll catch up with you once it's all done. So after about 13 hours of work of cutting and sanding and preparing and treating and drilling and etching and pegging the roof on, because I tried to do it without screws, which looks really nice, they're finally complete. So I'm going to leave you with it. Please like and subscribe and share with your friends on social media. Get the word out there. If you're interested in me making a habitat for you, please private message me, and I'll leave you with it. There should be, hopefully at the end of this, because I've got to wait a week or so to receive it, a picture of the recipients enjoying their new habitats. I'll paste it in right at the very end. But thanks for watching. Here are the finished things, or the finished happy tats, I should say.